Good morning to all my awesome friends. It's Garden Tour Saturday. But before we start our Garden Tour Saturday, I wanted to give everyone a giant shout out for Mother's Day. Anyone raising children in this day and age is very hard to do. So happy Mother's Day to all of you. And I have 3 wonderful co-hostesses. Please go check them out. They have wonderful channels and they always share something wonderful in their garden. They have beautiful gardens, lots of garden tips, and they are so sweet and kind. Give them some love and go check out those channels. And also, today I'm going to be sharing some updates on my garden too, on my potatoes, my golden berries, and we're going to share a little bit of an update on my tomatoes also. But let's go and see what else Grandma's going to do. But don't forget, happy Mother's Day to all of you that has spent so much time, love, and care raising your children and your grandchildren and your nieces and nephews. It really meant a lot. Let's go see what Grandma did. Well, let's start right as you come into the front yard from that gate right there, my goldenberry. And as you can see, there is the sidewalk. So we're going to see how this works out. And this plant isn't done growing, so it's going to even get bigger. But I have 4 tomato cages propping up this goldenberry plant to hopefully keep it in this flower bed and not in my walkway. But I'll be able to walk out here every single day and just pick a few pieces of fruit off this plant. And it'll produce fruit 12 months once it starts producing. Now it's already starting to produce, they just haven't ripened yet. And this is a new plant and it's so healthy and so beautiful. It's so happy where it's at. I'm actually surprised it's so happy where it is. Now it's even going to probably get a lot larger because right now this area has a lot of shade. But in probably another month or so it's going to get a lot more sun, and so that plant should really get super happy then. But I'm super happy how beautiful the plant looks. Now, I didn't plant that there. You know the fairies did. They love to make life a little interesting for Grandma. Maybe they feel like Grandma's getting a little old. They didn't want me to walk to across this lawn and maybe fall. They said, Grandma, you should just walk by the gate and you can get a piece of fruit every single day. So they're thinking of me with love and care. Let's just hope it doesn't get in the walkway. But I'm real happy with my goldenberry plant. Is it not beautiful? And the leaves are very, very soft to the touch. When you touch them, they're sort of like velvet. So I do love them. And you can see there's a lot of fruit going to be coming soon. There's a lot of flowers on it. Hopefully I'm getting a picture of it. I never can really tell what I'm doing in this light. But it's going to have a lot of fruit. And it's such a healthy, beautiful plant. The fruit is larger than usually it gets. And I know I've shared this before, but in case there's somebody new here that's never seen it. Let's see. Here, let's see. See where my finger is? How big that is? That's really good size. They usually don't get quite that large. But for whatever reason, this plant loves where it's at. And you can see another one down there. Now, when they're green like that, it means they're not ripe yet. You want these they're like tomatillos. They will look like they're all dried out and they'll be ready to just fall off. And then you just peel these back and you have a piece of fruit. There's only one piece of fruit in each one of these, so you're not gonna, take it from me, it produces a lot of fruit and you're not gonna have to worry about what you're gonna eat. It's not super sweet and it's in the tomato family, so I do worry about the cold, but usually these plants in my yard, I live in Southern California, they last about 3 years and then they usually pass away. And usually before that happens, they've reseeded another plant somewhere in my garden. You just never know where. And there we have another one. How big and beautiful it is. So that is my goldenberry in the front yard. Love it, so beautiful. Now, believe it or not, this is the same plant that I just showed you over in the walkway. It's a goldenberry plant. It's not as big. The leaves are not as big, but it has produced a lot of fruit. So I don't know why this one has been so much smaller, but you know, I didn't plant it here. This is where it ended up. But you know, I guess the fairies thought it would be interesting to see what it would do looking next to my green stalk. So, but it has produced a lot of fruit. But I do have some more goldenberries coming up, so we're going to show you some more. And I never know where they're going to come up because I've tried to plant these goldenberries myself, and I've had zero luck on any of them ever taking. But if I just leave them alone, they always seem to do something. Just going to show you the difference in the size of the fruit pods. Now, not that this is bad, but it's not very large, not like the other one. And I've had this at least a year, and it's produced a lot of fruit. And right now, for whatever reason, I'm not having a lot of fruit to share with you, but we will soon. Now, these I'm real happy with. These are some green onions I planted last year, and now they went to seed, and they are massive and they are beautiful. And I'm so happy with them. I've never done this before. I'm going to let a few more go to seed this coming year because I've been really happy how they look in my green stalks. But it's hard to believe those were from cuttings off of what I bought at the grocery store. Yeah, it is hard to believe. Now I'm going to show you what I've done over another green stalk. Now, these were cuttings off the green onions that you buy at the grocery store. I just cut off the bottoms, stuck them in the dirt, and they do grow. And these have been a little while now. I don't know how long, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a month at the most, maybe not very long. And already you can see they're taking off. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is planting all this area up, and then probably for the rest of the year I won't have to do any more green onions. I'll just come out and cut a little bit off for my cooking. Now here, these have probably been in at least a month, maybe a little longer, maybe 5 weeks. And you can see that they are a lot taller, and we're going to start being able to cut a little bit off of them. And I do have quite a few in here. So just a matter of time. Some of my flowers are starting to bloom, and some of my things are starting to go to seed. This here, starting to look a little bad, but we're going to leave it alone for a little while longer because the cilantro plant is starting to go to seed. And here it is. You can see the flowers. And you know how I like to let a few things all go to seed in my garden. I always do. Let's see if I can bring something down here to show you. Yeah, let's see if we can focus in on it. So here's what the flowers look like for cilantro. And hopefully we'll get some seeds. And here's another radish that went to seed, and we're going to just let it go on its merry way, and we'll pull it out later. I like to just let things go and see what happens. We have a lot of carrots growing in here, and this here is a pepper plant, and it's got some little peppers coming on it, and we will check on that later. Here's another radish that went to seed. And this one has little tiny flowers that are pink. I never know what I'm going to have. And here I have my little carrot food forest. And they still are cooking away, making carrots. And they seem like they take forever for me. So I always have something growing in my garden. I always put something in my green stalks. Most of my green stalks aren't planted yet this year. I need to let's see. It says I have a Japanese cucumber here, but I don't see it. Oh, I found it. Here it is. It's hiding back over here. There it is. So, and this is in the green stalk. But I have cucumbers over in my garden. Let's go check out my cucumbers in my garden. Now, these are 2 cucumbers I grew from seed. There was 4 seeds in here, but only 2 took. But I'm not going to complain. And they look like they're doing fine. And if you're wondering what's on top of that soil, it's grass clippings. I use my old grass clippings to keep the soil from drying out because it gets very, very hot here in California. And so as we cut the grass, I'm going to put it in and on top of my plants to keep everything moist. Because one thing about Southern California, it's beautiful here. We have wonderful winters and you can grow year round, but I'm telling you, it's hot in the summer, super hot. And I'll probably have to be out here watering 2 or 3 times a day just to keep things alive, because it's going to be a struggle. And I don't like coming out in the heat, so it's even going to be more of a struggle. Okay, now let's go check on our purple potatoes that we have here. I don't know if you can see how tall they've gotten. Okay, let me see if I can back up a little bit. Maybe it'd be easier to see how. These have not been in here the most, a month. I don't even know if it's been a month. And they have grown, and we've had a lot of rain, and it's warmed up here. And so the potatoes that I put in here, I think there was 2, they're going great. I still don't know how they're gonna taste, but if they turn out good. Now these were seed potatoes. And they really were a lot better than the potatoes that I just stuck from the grocery store in the ground. But they have grown too. The seed potatoes were very expensive. It was for 2 potatoes, $5, $4.99. So that is really expensive. But if I get a lot of potatoes, because these potatoes are very expensive in the store, I guess it'll still be worth it. And if they turn out good, I'm probably going to double or triple next year what I'm going to grow. Because I really like purple potatoes, and you can see there's some more little ones coming up, and these are doing good. You can't tell how big they are because they're in the grow bags, and the grow bags I didn't fill all the way to the top. So I'm real happy with them. Now these potatoes are from the grocery store. These are the little tiny petite potatoes you see that are pretty pricey in this grocery store, I think. But I do like them. I don't have to peel them. I just slice them up. They're small. They slice up easy. And I'm to the point in my life I want everything easy peasy. So these were from the grocery store. These are not seed potatoes. And it took 2 months for these guys to even come up at all. And I've never grown potatoes before, and I've never grown potatoes in corrugated boxes. So these potatoes have been in here a total of 3 months. And you can see that the boxes are starting to break down, and I'm surprised it's taken 3 months, really. I'm not complaining. I don't know how this is going to work. I do have more grow bags, but if it works good with these boxes, I might even just like rather, especially with these small potatoes, I might just grow them from now on in these boxes. So far it's been super easy, and I just think I'm going to like it better. It sounds crazy. The boxes will just break down. I won't have to do anything, and just pull my potatoes out. And then I'll try to reuse as much soil as I can, and then add new soil to it and some vitamins for them and stuff. And do some more potatoes. But these have been in here for 3 months. 2 months they weren't doing much of anything. And of course it was cold when I put them in. That might have been the reason. And they're not seed potatoes, maybe another reason. But they're fine and growing. And if they look good and they're good to eat, I'm probably going to keep planting the little tiny ones in these corrugated boxes. Here is my purple tomato. I have 3 of these. For years I haven't been able to find them, and this year I found them, and I have my grandson got me 2 and I got 1, so I have 3 of them now, and I really like them. No fruit yet, but we're moving right along. I have 4 cucumber plants here, and they're all doing really good and they're really healthy, so I'm happy with that. So that gives me a total of 7 cucumber plants. I don't think I need any more than that. So there's 4 here, 2 on the other side, and 1 in the green stalk. And I'm sure they're all different. Here's my other purple potato. And here's another one. And here is another one of my tomatoes. Romo, and I bought this in the container that it came in, and I'm really tempted to see if I can carefully take part of the bottom out and buy another one of these larger containers that these tomatoes are in, and see if I can't put that Romo in that. I don't really want to mess with it too much and maybe make it go into shock, so we'll see what I'm going to do. I just don't think that container is going to be big enough for soil. So those are my tomatoes that I have right now. I do have one more to share with you. Now this one is doing wonderful. It seems to like where it's at. It makes very tiny little tomatoes, and that will be great for little salads or just popping them off and eating them. I really like that. So that gives me a total of 5 different tomato plants. Well, 5 tomato plants. 3 of them are the same and 2 different ones. But that will be all the tomatoes I'll be buying this year. There's just me and my husband. There's no way we're going to eat more than that many tomatoes at any given time. And this is another goldenberry plant. So I have 3 goldenberry plants in my front yard right now growing. This one is a new one, so it's not very large, and it probably won't even start having fruit on it. I'm thinking maybe for another 2-3 months. It'll probably be midsummer before it has any. And I don't know if this is part of the same plant or another one. They're a little bit different apart. And there was a goldenberry here last year, and that's how they got planted. The fairy said, well, we want to make sure we keep things going. I'm going to have to clean out this area before I can even get to them. And I need to put some tomato cages on them to sort of keep them upright so they don't end up on the ground when they get too big and heavy. So that's doing pretty good, and this is not a good time to share because I didn't get out here early enough because I've got to sleep sometime. This is a terrible picture. There is my sunflower on that new plant. And hang on, let me get this back. I can't even tell what it is, it's so blurry. Well, here is the first flower on this new sunflower plant. And you can see the bees are already in there having fun. And I have quite a few more flowers coming up. They'll be blooming out probably next week. So we'll come back and do another update on the sunflower in the front yard. So my other one's looking a little sad, but I'm leaving it alone. I want to see if some seeds will drop down and we'll have some more sunflowers for next year. I guess I really don't care if it looks a little sad. Now I have a new one looking beautiful. Now here's my third one, and it still hasn't opened. I'm assuming the flower will look different. because the leaves are different colors, and the top of the sunflower looks like a different color too. So you can see we have 3 of them there. One going to be opening pretty soon. The other 2 will be following right behind. And then as you go down the stem, you'll see some more coming. So I'm pretty happy so far.